Hey everyone, this is Pete, and today we're taking a look at Parlour Games for the Sega Master System. This was first released in 1987 as Family Games for the Japanese Sega Mark III, came to the US for the brief period it knew what a Master System was in 1988, and finally hit the UK and Europe in 1990. It's a compilation that includes adaptations of billiards, darts and world bingo, and can be played either solo or with up to 4 players taking turns. As you might expect for an inherently unflashy sort of game, Parlour Games had a fairly middling reception on its original release, with many English language magazines seemingly not bothering to give it a full review. The UK's Sega Pro magazine rated it 52% in their A to Z roundup section, branding it just a few boring games to spend a few boring hours on with a few boring friends. While Mean Machine Sega's similar game index section gave it 47%, noting that this sounds like fun, but in reality it's rather dull. However, one should always take review scores with a pinch of salt, as tastes and popular opinions change over time. For example, elsewhere in the Mean Machine's Game Index pages, the universally acclaimed and legitimately excellent Master System version of Enduro Racer gets 32%, Teartex's commonly loathed Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade platformer gets 86%, and the somewhat questionable Master System port of Marble Madness gets 70%. Anyway, regardless of review score, I think Parlour Games is a fun cartridge to boot up now and again, so let's go do that right now. Let's go play Parlour Games.
Okay, here we are with Parlour Games for the Sega Master System, also known as Family Games in its Japanese release, because nothing says family entertainment like ladies in skimpy leotards with fishnet stockings. The Japanese original actually had them as bunny girls, but because the Playboy bunny is a copyright image in the West, they had to remove the bunny ears and bunny tails for the Western release. So we've just got sexy ladies in leotards. And as you may be able to hear, this game does support the FM synthesis module on the Master System, so we've got enhanced music, which is nice. And a choice of 3 games: billiards, darts or world bingo. Let's start with billiards. And we have 4 different games we can play. Basic game is one where you just have to pot the balls and you get 1 point per ball, and it's the first one to a set score wins. 9 ball is as 9 ball normally is. 5 ball is a variation on 8 ball that uses fewer balls because the engine didn't support having enough balls for a full game of 8 ball. So instead, one person takes the 1 to 4 balls, the other person takes the 6 to 10 balls, and then you pot the 5 ball to win. And then rotation, you have to pot each ball in sequence and you get the number of points for the ball you just potted. Let's have a go at conventional 9 ball for the moment. Let's play versus the computer. Let's have 1 set to win at an amateur level. And here we go. So first thing we do, place the cue ball. And then you can aim with this line here, which you can extend by pushing up and down on the D-pad, and rotate by pushing left and right. You then set your power by pressing the number 2 button to start the power meter moving. And you can also set spin by moving the crosshair on the ball with the directional pad. And then you press the 2 button again to take a shot. Oh, just missed potting 2 of them there. That's upsetting. Computer, ready. Computer is thinking. Because this is an 8-bit era game, so you have to sit and wait for it to think sometimes. You're never going to get that. Oh, he did. He did. Cheeky bastard did. And he didn't pot it, but he hit it at least. Right. So let's not gonna work, but worth a try. It's worth a try. Twat it and hope, as I always say when I'm playing pool. That's how you win a game of 9 ball. That's how you win a game of 9 ball, completely by accident. Okay. Very good. Very good. Play again. No, let's try a different game. Let's try this rotation game. And let's go versus computer again. How many points to win? 28 points, sure. amateur level. Player 1, break shot. So I believe we have to hit the number 1 ball first. And you get the points according to the balls that you pot in this one. So there, he sunk the 5 ball, so he gets 5 points for that. Oh dear. I'm in trouble. It's karmic retribution for the way I won that 9-ball game. Yeah, I don't think there's much coming back from this, but let's just see, shall we? Oh, it's in. 2 points for me. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. Am I going to stage a spectacular comeback here? I suspect not, but, you know, worth a try. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take and all that. Even so, I think the computer is about to win regardless. What are you doing? Okay. Oh. Okay, I deserve that. I deserve that. Very good. Alright. Play again. No, thank you. Alright, let's go back and play something else. Let's try darts! And again, you've got several different sub-games of this one. We've got 301, 501, round the clock, and double down. Let's have a go at double down, because this is quite an interesting game. Again, let's play versus a computer at amateur level. Let's go for middleweight darts. Right, so in this game, you have to aim for specific numbers. So we want to aim for number 15. So you position your dart player by moving left and right. That gives you a rough idea of where you're aiming. Then you press the 2 button. Oh, no. Sorry, you hold the 2 button to set your power level, which I failed to do there. So we choose our power level. And then you're supposed to press the 2 button again to choose when to release your dart. So that was a bit too high, so what happens in this game is you start with 40 points, and if you fail to hit the one you're supposed to, you lose half your score. But you gain the points if you hit the one you're supposed to hit. So here we go. Number 16. Let's give it some power. Release relatively early. Well, that's much too high, isn't it? Okay. Bit of power. Let's release quite late this time. Awful. Yeah, the control scheme in this takes a little bit of getting used to, as you can see. The computer is also very good at this from the look of things. So what's that? Is that D? Does that mean we got to hit a double? Yeah, I guess it does. Okay. Alright, so let's go for dead center. And pretty high. Not good enough. Too high. That's too high again. This is difficult. Right, so he missed that time, so he's halved his score. Right, we've got to go for 17 now. So there's 17. Let's give it... Oh, it's much too high still. A little bit of power, quite low. That might be it. Oh, just off. Just off. Oh no, I think I think that is actually in there. It doesn't look like it on the screen, but we got some extra points for that. So just a little bit of power, relatively low. That's too high, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, but we've got some points back there. Yeah, he's cleaning the floor with us. But it's not the end yet. There's still several rounds left to go yet. Right, 18. There is 18 over there. Right, so pretty high up for this one. So plenty of power, quite high. That might be good. Yes, that is good. That was a triple. Alright, plenty of power, quite high up. Very nice. And one more. Good, right. I'm getting it. In the words of Shenmue. And it starts game. He would get a bloody double, wouldn't he? But there we go. Proof you can claw it back. You can claw things back a bit. Right, you've got to get a triple this time. Oh, good. Too low. A bit too low still. Well, that might be good. No, still too low. Damn! No triple for you, sir. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear me. We're in a spot of bother. A spot of bother, shall we say. That looks like... Yeah, okay. Let's just move to the right a tiny bit. Okay. Oh. Damn! Oops, knocking my phone on the floor. This does take a little bit of getting used to, but this is a fun adaptation of darts, and the fact that you're not going to hit the same. You're not going to hit the same shot every time. Gives it a bit of variation, which is nice. All right, 20. This should be easy to hit, right? Dead easy. Too low. Much too low. That'll do. Good. Not good enough, but good. Oh, look at Mr. I'm getting doubles. Well, aren't you clever? Alright, so last round is bullseye. Too low? A little bit too low. Too high? Bit too high. Too high? Yeah. No good. Yeah, a comprehensive victory for the computer player. Winner computer, game over. Alright, well, we get the idea of how that works anyway. So, the other games that you've got in darts, you've got traditional 301 and 501, which is the one where you count down your score with each dart that hits the board. Round the clock, you go round the individual numbers on the board, and then double down. Well, you've just seen how that works. All right, so let's back out and have a look at World Bingo. Just one player, please. How many games? Let's just do one game for now. All right, round one, game start. So we bet. I guess we choose a bingo card with the directional pad here, and we add bets by pressing the button to bet $1 at a time. And you see the more you bet, the higher your payouts. And it also allows you access to different parts of the board that you can fiddle around with as well. So we're only playing one game, so we may as well bet all our money. Doesn't give us access to area D for some reason. And then we press the other button to go. And then you spin the slot machine. Four and a frowny face. Try again. You have to get one of your numbers and a smiley face to be able to take it. And 9 and a frowny face. $13. So see, we got 13 on our bingo card, but because it's a frowny face, we don't get it, I think, is how that works. It's a strange game, this one. So 12 and a smiley face, so we've got that. Right, so what we can do now is we can rearrange the areas we've got access to. So if you think that's going to be more likely to get you a particular arrangement of things, you can push up to rearrange the A area, down to rearrange the C area, and right to rearrange the B area. And so that would presumably be left to rearrange the D area if we had it, but we don't. So, all right, continue. $22. We've got one of those. Very nice. No need to really rearrange, I don't think. Let's continue. 21 and a smiley face. So in this instance, we might want to rearrange our B area and our A area, because we've got a 3 there now, because that wins us some money. Try again. Yeah, the billiards and the darts game in this I like. I think they work well. But this is just a very strange game that I'm not entirely sure is fun. Particularly for a solo player. You win! So we've won $16. Oh, and that's what it ends. Okay. We won $16 for getting 3 in one of the areas. So yeah, that part of the game is a bit weak, I think. Which is a shame, but you know, it's something to do, and I can see that being quite competitive if you're playing with multiple people. But I don't see it being a lot of fun by yourself. So, fortunately, the billiards and the darts games in this are both a decent amount of fun. So, and World Bingo, I mean, it's okay if you enjoy a sort of virtual flutter on something, but it's not an amazing game by any means. So yeah, I find this quite an interesting and fun game. I actually rather like this game. This is one of the ones that I picked up physically for my Sega Master System, as well as playing on Mister here. And I think it's fun. Sometimes you're just in the mood for a simple little game like this that gives you a nice self-contained bit of entertainment and doesn't try and do anything too complicated. But yeah, there's nothing like incredibly remarkable or out of the ordinary going on here. It's got some nice visuals though. I like the character art, not just because it's sexy ladies in leotards with fishnet stockings, but just generally the character art between the games and this is nice. It gives it a much more polished feel than if it was just a very dry collection of minigames. Gives it a bit of personality. So yeah, I quite like this cartridge. I know it's not something that would probably be a high priority for a lot of people to collect, but I think it's a decent entry in the Master System's library, and it's worth having a fiddle around with if you like the component games in this, or if you like something that you can just sit back with, relax, have a bit of fun with, and not have to think about too hard. So that's a brief tour of everything in here. I mean, we could play a bit more, but we've covered sort of the basics of how all this works. So that's hopefully given you a decent idea of what you might want to explore a bit further of this if you try it for yourself. So we'll leave it there for today. Just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.